Hello coders, let me guide you on how you can create your own accordion using Bootstrap and JavaScript. So this is a finished project. I'll be building this all the way from the scratch, that how I build it, and I'll be demonstrating that what accordion means. So accordion is something like, so let me open with live server. This is a finished project. Whenever you are clicking on any item, so something will be, so this is the item. So if it is not the scenario, so if the item is not being clicked, if that is some different, not equal to item, that particular item, then there will be a toggle case behavior. So active, inactive, and this is what is an HTML. This is a question. So this is a div container. Inside div we are having two divs. One is for the question and another one is for the answer. And initially we will be saying that the answer section, this is the answer section. So this is a toggle case behavior. Whenever I'm clicking on it, it is adding active to it, and whenever again I'm clicking on it, it is removing the active section. That is the toggle. Inside toggle we will be passing on the active. So this is the question. So two divs. So let me now build the project from scratch. So I am already having, so before going on, let me demonstrate. There are two things. Okay. So Accord project, inside this I'll be finishing up with the project. So I'll be writing comment prompt in here, cmd, and quickly open this up in my Visual Studio Code. Yeah, fine. So we are having an index.html. Okay, so it's asking to create a file. So let's create a file, index.html. Let me press exclamatory to generate some boilerplate code. Control space. Let me press backspace from my keyboard. Control space. No, it's still not taking anything. Let me press Control S. Fine. Now let me give exclamatory. Still not taking up, loading. Fine. So let me right click on this and just delete this particular page. Delete. Yeah. Now let me make a page, index.html. Let me give an exclamatory. Yeah, fine. So we will be having initially a container. So dot container. That's a bootstrap container. Inside that container we will be having row. And inside that, sorry, will be not comma, dot row. Inside that row we'll be having a couple of, so let me press express from in here. Yeah. Inside this row we'll be having another container, and that container will be holding the question and the answer. So I'll be saying that dot all 12 for the small size screen, and we'll be adding another thing to it, that is box, and we'll be having call for the empty, that will be also 12, and for call large screen LG, that will be also for 12. Inside this we will be having some things like question, dot question, and inside that question we will be having dot answer. So this is the structure. Okay, so let me press Ctrl Z, not Q10, question. Fine. So now let me press enter. Didn't work. Enter. Still didn't work. Answer. Yeah. Fine. So question answer. So question: what is HTML? For the answer section, we will be giving lorem 30. Fine. So we will be having this particular section a couple of times. Let me press Ctrl C. This is the first question. Ctrl V. Second question. What is CSS? Ctrl V. What is JavaScript? Ctrl V. Who is the inventor of father of HTML? Father of HTML. Fine. So we'll be having a couple of questions more. What is Bootstrap? And finally we'll be having what is a framework. Fine. So we'll be having this section, Control V, what is framework. Fine. So let me press Ctrl S and over right click over this and open with live server. I know it don't look any, it don't look the way it should have, meant to look. So what I'll be doing is that I'll be pressing window key and then right, and here I'll be selecting this section. Now let me add the CSS. It's simple. Go to W3 Schools Bootstrap 5 section, and from there just simply copy this particular link. Right, Control C. So here after the in the head section after title, so in here we will be having enter and then Control V. Now whenever I am pressing, the moment I press Control S, so this is the one. This is known as a display. Container. Container looks something like this, and if it is a container fluid, then there will be no margin. Wherever I am moving my cursor, there is a margin. This margin won't be shown. So let me just show you how it looks. So there is a container fluid as well. Container fluid. Control S. Yeah, this is container fluid, and this is container. So we are having two types of container in Bootstrap. Now let me add some designing to the box as well. So let me write style in here, and we'll be having dot box maybe. Yeah, here. Dot box maybe. Inside the box we'll be having a background color. So maybe aquamarine, and we'll be having the color for the font as well. We'll be giving it something like maybe brown, and we'll be giving some font weight, bold. From that we will be also applying some font family to it. So there are several font family. We will be moving to Notepad quickly, and from there format we will be going to the font section, and let me choose one nice looking font. So how about footlight empty maybe. Let me copy this section, cancel, fine, and here Control V. Now let me press Control S. Yeah, that's how it looks. We can also increase the font size maybe. So font size maybe 18 px. Yeah, 18 px. Let's see what happens. Fine. Now there is so what is an HTML? This is question one. This is one div container, and below this there is another div container, but there are no gaps in between. So I'll be adding margin bottom to it. Margin bottom maybe 15 px. It didn't work anything. It didn't do anything to the project. Margin bottom. Yeah. So margin top, margin bottom. Again, let me select this section, margin bottom, and maybe 15, 8 px maybe. Let me press Ctrl S. I don't see any changes. Style tag, fine. So what the problem issue maybe? Margin bottom. So there should be some gapping in. No, there is no gaps. Margin bottom. Okay. So, however, just let me add padding. Let's see if it works or not. We'll be adding up 10 px. Yeah, we are having a padding, but the margin bottom is not. So the alignment is something like, yeah, the alignment is proper. So no, it's just, so there are some problem with the divs maybe. Let me check with the div section. Let me make it a bit bigger. So here inside row the div, and this closing div is for the answer, and this is for the question, and after that we need to have a closing div. Here I will be having a div, again here we will be having a div, fine. So again after this one we will be having a div. Okay, so I did some, okay, so this is for the question, this is for the answer, and this is for the whole of the container. So here it is div, fine. So we don't need this div. So this closing div is for this div is for the question answer, this is for the question, this is for the box container, and this div is for the row. So, and there should be another div for the parent container as well. Control S. Now let me open this up with live server, and let me make the screen a bit smaller. Okay, so window, right arrow. Okay, so now we are having margin. The effect is being the effect is visible. So if, whenever we are resizing the page, so it doesn't matter whatever it is, small or medium or large, whatever the page size is, for the Bootstrap 12 column web page browser, so it will be taking 12. The spacing will be 12, and everything would fit accordingly. So whatever the okay, so whatever the width of the page it doesn't matter, it would take 12. This is called 12. Yeah, small screen, then medium, then large. So whatever the screen size is, it doesn't matter. Its Bootstrap is taking care of the elements within that particular div container. So now we need to just hide this answer. So what this answer can be fetched using .answer section, and we'll be simply saying that its display will be block. That's it. Sorry, not block. Display block, display hidden, display block hidden. Sorry, not display hidden. Display block, display none. Sorry, my mistake. It's display none. Okay, fine. Okay, so now question comes that we need to add an event to this particular div. So we need now the portion comes for the JavaScript. So let me write in here script. Fine. So we will be having a constant, and we'll be naming it as accordion items equal to document dot query selector all, and we'll be having .box. Fine. Now inside this particular item there are two, I mean we need to look through it. So there will be some particular items, one is for the question and another one is for the answer. So we'll be looping through the elements, accordions dot for each loop, and inside that we will be taking it as an argument of item, and this item will be, so let me close the semicolon in here. This item will be taking two things. First one is the constant and question equal to item dot query selector if it matches the query selector of dot question. So now we have grab hold of the question. This will be within quotation. So this thing, okay, control X and control V. So we are now having question, not Q10, question. So now we are having items of question and answer. So this is the question, and we also need to grab hold of the answer as well. So let me press control C and control V, and then we will be changing from the question to the answer section. Here also we will be having the answer. So now we are having the question and the answer. Now we need to add the topic as behavior. So what we will be checking is that we need to first just add the event listener. So we will be adding the event listener to the question dot add event listener, add event listener, and that event listener is for the click functionality, and again we will be having an arrow function, and there will be loops to iterate through each of the items. So there is HTML, CSS, there are several things, so we will be looping through each of the items. So for let I equal to 0 and I will be less than equal to accordion items dot length and accordion I plus plus, and what it will be doing that if that accordion items of I mean that particular item, if it is not the item, then we will be having, what we will be doing is that we will be adding, we will be doing something like accordion items of I dot class list and we will be removing something like active. So we have not given any specific feature for the active section. We will be giving some feature to the active section. So we have given some feature to the answer section. Here it is answer display none. So we are adding a CSS property active. I will be also showing that how this active looks. And if it is not the scenario, if else, there will be a toggle case behavior. So else accordion item of I dot class list simple. So else dot remove fine. Else item dot class list dot toggle, and we'll be giving an active section. Now let's see how it looks. Press Ctrl S. Okay, so what we will be having is that go to the inspect section. So this is let me click on it. So whenever we are clicking on it, okay, fine. Accordion dot class list dot remove toggle white selector dot question dot answer dot question fine. Constant question answer question dot addition listener accordion item dot length accordion item while not equal to, this will be item, and item dot, okay, control S, fine. So let me click on this. Yeah, see, whenever I am clicking on an, so this was what is HTML. So what is CSS? So what is CSS? What is CSS means that is not equal to the item. So we will be removing the active section for the earlier one. So now we are having active, and this is a toggle case behavior. We will be adding active, and we will be, the active will be hidden. So how to just manage this active section? It's simple. We'll be giving a CSS. So how to get hold of the particular section? So we're having box, and then something is being added to the active, and then again we are giving something to the answer, and that answer will be display block. Simply that's the code. Let me press Ctrl S and let me roll back to Google Chrome. So whenever we are clicking on HTML, we are having nothing is happening. Fine. CSS active. Okay. Fine. So this is the answer dot box dot active dot box dot active dot answer display block. Fine. So let me just check it one more time. Yeah. So there should have been a space in between. Nothing. So it's now working. Now we can make this text center align. It's simple. So what we can do is that this is the code. So here we are having this box section. We can simply say that text align equal to center. So now let me close this inspect section, and this is the final project. Fine. So let me right click and open file, reveal in file explorer. Now let me type in here cmd one more time, and we will be saying simply like, so let me move to my browser, and there we will be having something like GitHub. So GitHub, yeah, github.com. So let me log into my account, and let me quickly create a new repository, and we will be naming this repository name as question bank. Fine. Again Qten. I don't know what has happened to me. Every time I'm trying to write question, I am writing Qshan or something like that. So that will be a public repository, create repository, and from here I will be quickly copying this whatever thing is being written in here. So git remote add origin. So let me roll back to my, okay. So this is Accordion project. Right click in here and in git bash here. So let me quickly just run my git code. Yeah, still taking some time to initialize. So git initialization, right? Git add dot then git control V. No, it didn't work. So I did copy. Yeah, so I don't need these sections. Let me just remove this one, and in here this thing is not required. Fine, git remove add origin. I can name the anything from origin to maybe I'll be giving it as name as boot. Let me press enter. Git remote. So let me check whether the link is working properly or not. So not Gayot, it's remote git remote show boot. So let me just check it out that wow, I mean the path to which it is referring to. Yeah, fine. So now let me, I have already added, so let me git commit git add dot git commit hyphen n. What will be the message? Initial submission. Fine. So let me, okay, fine. Now I have to push git remote add or git remote show boot. Okay, fine. So git remote, so here it is already been written what you need to do. So push, instead of origin I have used main. So what I'll be doing is that I'll be simply git push and then hyphen u and then boot and then main. Sorry, not boot, main. Yeah, fine. Let me push this fail to run some push git remote add origin push u boot main doesn't okay. So my, this is a master, so that is not main. So let me change it to master and let me press enter. Okay, fine. Yeah. So now let me look into my question bank and let's see. Yeah, so here index.html. Now let me go to reindeer and search for, okay, so public git repository. Let me, how to copy this section code, maybe this one, control C, and then we'll be going to in here and we'll be pressing control V, then connect. Let's see what happens. This particular website is reindeer. Okay, fine. Question, unique name for your static site, question site, project. Okay, okay, master. Okay, okay, fine. Now deploy static site. Let's see what happens. Fine. So it's doing something, checking commit, branch master, uploading bill, doing something. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. Let's see what happens. I did this a long time ago over India, and I don't know how to work on with your site is live. So live is something which is very, I mean, so what is the name of the site will be something like this. So let me copy to clipboard and let me open up a new page, control V. So let's see whether my web page is, yeah, so my web page is live. So let me also make some changes to my I mean my coding. So this was the page inside Accordion project. So instead of, so there were the first question was what is HTML. So I'll be giving here some simple thing, something like container. Okay, so I'll be having dot maybe a marquee, simple marquee, and will be behavior maybe alternate, and will be giving directions, leave it as it is, welcome to SS, maybe input. Yeah, let's save the file and let's see how this index.html looks. Let's see whether the behavior is alternate or not. We in general, I mean whatever websites I am viewing in YouTube or anywhere, I am not seeing this particular marquee section being used lately. So let's see whether the behavior alternate is working or not. Yeah, it's alternate working. So it's time for git again push. Let's see whether the change is getting affected or not. So what I will be doing is that git add again dot, and then we'll be having git commit hyphen m. What is the message? The message is simple. Marquee being added. Marquee being added. Right. Let me press enter. Right. Now let me push this particular thing. Push git push u boot master file. Yeah. So now the thing is whether it is being reflected on question ht on india.com or not. Let me press the refresh button. No, marquee is not being shown. So let me go to the reindeer section. What is the reindeer website? Okay. Yeah, this one. So let me, okay. So let me again, newest, latest. Okay. So awaiting build logs. It looks like we don't have access to your repo, but we will try to clone it anyway. Cloning from fine. Okay, so I need to check how to, I mean, if I am making some changes to my GitHub, how to make, I mean, how to make those changes visible in here. That is in reindeer, this particular website. It's not, okay, so live tail. Okay, so manual deploy, clear build cache and deploy. How about this section? Let's see what happens. Okay, building logs is doing something. Okay, it looks like we don't have access repo. We'll try cloning it. Any uploading build, fine. Okay, your site is live now. Let me copy this section and go to this in here. Control V. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so it worked. So in this way you can host your website in reindeer. So here I have shown you several things. This is a market. This is nothing fancy in it. So I have showed you the example of bootstrap. So this is bootstrap. Why this is bootstrap? Because if I am resizing my browser, the content is getting fit according to the screen size. So this is the medium, this then large, this is the large screen size. It gets fitted accordingly, and whenever I am clicking on a particular topic, that particular topic, the topic related to the particular thing is being revealed. So that's all for this. I was not being able to clearly demonstrate on how I did it. There were several, I mean, issues with my language, the way I tried to explain it to guys. Before ending the video, I also let me just quickly summarize. So we are having a big container, and it's called 12 for the small size. For the medium size, it will be taking up the whole of the grid system, which is 12 in Bootstrap. So 12 column layout, and inside that we are having a question and answer. So I need to get hold of this particular box. So in the JavaScript section, what I am saying is that we are taking this box item. So inside that particular item, we are having question and answer. For that reason, we are giving for each item, and this item is, if it is a question, then here it is, and if it is the answer, then here we are taking it item.query selector, and then we are adding question.add event listener. We are adding some event listener click handler, and we are looping to all of the items. And if it is not equal to the item, that is, so I have clicked on an item which is not equal to the item, means whatever previously was being shown, that will be from active to, it will remove that active section. And if it is not the item, if it is something else, then it will toggle active, and once click it will be giving the active, and again click, the active will be removed. So that's the toggle case behavior. And whenever I'm clicking on any other item, so that definitely means that not equal to item, that active portion is being removed. And whatever I'm giving it to the active is the dot box dot active, and if it is dot answer, so then display will be blocked, but in general answer will be displayed now. So that's a small project. I would like to share it with you guys. Let me know in the comment section. My language is not proper. Anyways, I tried my best to explain it to you guys. Thank you all guys, and happy.